The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
With the clearest pictures ever. Annual Gynecological Care gives patients an opportunity to take charge of their health. Some of our services include hormone therapy, pellets, Botox, the new 3, 5, and 10-year IUDs, Nexplanon, and much more. We accept all insurance carriers, including TRICARE, Medicaid, and we accept all insured and uninsured patients. Please call our office at 912-588-1020 and visit MajorMD.com for more information about Women's Health Center. That's MAGERMD.com.
Got ticks? Well, we hope not. I'm Dr. Charles Hall.
And I'm Dr. Stefania Wilcox.
We are the Associate Veterinarians at Wolf Animal Hospital. As the cool air rolls in, we are noticing the ticks are too. Let us help guard your pets against tick-borne disease this year. Come see us at our main branch, Wolf Animal Hospital, at 755 West Cherry Street.
And now we can serve you from our new mobile veterinary clinic in select locations throughout Appling, Brantley, Long, and Wayne counties. The mobile service will provide preventive medicine and outpatient procedures on site. For more information, contact Wolf Animal Hospital at 912-427-3212.
I'm Dr. Charles Hall.
And I'm Dr. Stefania Wilcox.
And we are ready to serve you and your four-legged family members at our main hospital or one of our satellite locations. Contact us at Wolf Animal Hospital at 912-427-3212. 912-427-3212.
105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country, WIFO. Butch Hubbard here with you along with Bob Morgan on this election day. Remember, we'll be your election headquarters tonight as Bob Morgan will be down there at the probate office with Tammy and giving you the latest results on the local elections and the tax sales tax situation and all that. So all the local results for every office you'll hear tonight right here on 105.5 FM. We'll also have state results from the Georgia News Network and national results from Fox News Radio. So for complete coverage, local, state, and national, keep it tuned in to 105.5 FM in Jesup tonight for complete election coverage. All right, it is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show. Oh, also, I want to say, coming up between 8:30 and 9, I'm going to be giving away some free tickets to go see Chris Jansen. Chris Jansen's going to be in concert at Blueberry Plantation in Alma November 9th, just coming up in a few days. And he's had songs such as Buy Me a Boat, Fix a Drink, Drunk Girl. He's had several big hits. And Chris Jansen in concert, along with several other folks like Lane Hardy from American Idol at Blueberry Plantation in Alma. And that'll be this weekend, November 9th. And showtimes at 7 p.m., gates at 6 p.m. For more information, call 912-281-3312. 281-3312. We'll give away a couple of free tickets to that. And we got some free tickets to give away to the Georgia Tech Miami Hurricanes game that's going to be held Saturday night at Bobby Dodd Stadium in Atlanta this Saturday night at 7 p.m. And we'll give away some tickets to that also. All right, it's now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Mike Bridge Ford in Blackshear, by Murphy Builder Supply, located on Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jesup, Wolf Animal Hospital on West Cherry Street, and by the Women's Health Center, located in downtown Jesup on Cherry Street at Macon Street. Well, Bob, how you doing this morning?
I'm good.
You're doing good?
Right.
Getting ready to go vote?
Yep, ready to go vote.
You're me. You are a traditionalist. You vote on Election Day.
That's the only day to vote.
Yeah. I was going to try to vote first thing this morning. I was going to swing in there at 7 o'clock, but I didn't know how long it would take or how long I'd be in there. And, of course, I've got to be on the air at 8 o'clock, plus I get here about 30 minutes early to get prepped for the show and everything. So I'm going to vote sometime during the day.
Should be. I'm interested to see what kind of crowds are at the precincts today. Hopefully another good turnout. I said the early voting's been unreal. 5,883 people. So a third of the registered voters already cast their ballots heading into today's election day. So should be an interesting day, interesting evening. Looking forward to it. So we'll have the results on the local races. Again, we got 4 contested county commissioner races. Also the East Bluffs referendum, which is the topic of today's Butch and Bob Show, and also the 2 Sunday alcohol sale referendums on the city Jesup ballot. So we'll have those for you. And Georgia Network News will have the statewide results. Fox News will have the national results.
We'll have it all.
With these writing candidates, it's going to be a while before we get the results because, as we mentioned on local news, a computer can't tell what an intent of a voter is. So they've got to have a committee to look at those writing candidates to determine if it's a vote for the writing candidate or not. So,
and I don't even know if the computer has the software to read if you even written the name. If you wrote it correctly, it probably has to be actually read by somebody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what they're doing.
Even if it may just not scratch something in there, and the person's got to figure out who it is, even if you wrote it very legibly.
You're not writing it in. You're typing it in.
You're typing it in. Oh, the computer might be able to read that.
The keypad comes up.
All right, the keypad comes up, and you just type in whoever it may be.
Right.
So you don't actually write with a pen on the screen.
No.
Okay, so you type it in. Well, that makes it good. It'll be easy to read that then.
If you're going to vote for the write-in candidate, there are candidates there. The write-in, it says write-in. You tap write-in. The keypad comes up. You type in the candidate that you want. Then it'll pop up on the screen, and you hit it just like you hit the regular candidate.
Does it have anywhere where who the write-in candidate is?
They have it in the polling
They have it
places.
inside the booth there. Okay. All right. So it's going to be simple and easy.
Hopefully.
Have you made your decisions on all those statewide referendums and amendments and that kind of stuff?
Yes.
You have?
Yes, I've read them over carefully.
Okay. I'll need to talk to you about that because I haven't looked at them yet. When I had to go change my where I voted because I moved, and so when I was down there several weeks ago, they gave me a complete list of the amendments and. Like a lot of folks, I put things off to the last minute, Jill, and looked at them last night, and I said, this is kind of confusing this late at night. My brain's not working at 10 o'clock at night. So I said, I'll check into it tomorrow. All right, time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show right now. We do have guests in the studio. Bob, who do we have?
And Jill Blizzard from the Children's First Committee to talk about the East Bloss vote today. Again, they want to talk about the importance of this 1-cent penny for education. Again, the referendum's been on the Board of Education website. We've been talking about it. We've had the superintendent and had guests from the Children's First Committee in here every week to talk about the importance of this 1-cent penny for education, what the money's going to be used for, what's been used for in the past. So, Jill or Linda, who wants to go first?
Well, I'll go first.
Linda Lockley-Kelly speaking right now. Go ahead.
Yes, this is Linda Lockley-Kelly, retired educator, still busy in the community. And I just want to say good morning to everyone and start out by saying thank you so very much for those who voted for in the past the East Bloss. And we can see how beneficial the voting for the East Bloss has been because we have lots to look at in the past to see, basically to measure our future. So thank you for your votes in the past, and we want to ask you today to do the same thing, please.
Now, you are a retired educator, but you were involved in the community in other ways, right, Linda?
Yes, I was. I was also a board member for 8 years. Yes, school board member.
So you know the importance of the 1-cent sales tax, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And again, I can't say thanks enough for those who supported and voted for the past East Bloss.
For the last 3 times, this will be the 4th time, the continuation of the 1-cent sales tax.
That's correct.
All right, Jill Blizzard from the hospital's here. Jill, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
All right, glad to have you here. You got all kinds. You come in very prepared. You're the most prepared person I think I've ever met in my life when you come here on the show.
Well,
so what all you got there? What do you want to talk about this morning, Jill?
Well, I'm here today as a volunteer with the Children First Committee, and I know that everybody is just dying to hear one more campaign ad before they make their decision. But this is the final push. It's going to be a beautiful day today. It's a great day to get out and vote and exercise your right to vote. And if you haven't been listening every Tuesday for the past 6 weeks, then you may have missed a few things about the Children First Committee and the local ballot question about East Bloss. I want to make sure that people understand it is not a new sales tax. What you are being asked at the polls today is, are you going to support an extension of the current sales tax? The one that was voted in 2013 drops off in the summer, so are you going to vote to support it?
It drops next summer. Right.
Yes. So It starts, if renewed, it would start after the current education sales tax ends. Sales tax is paid by everyone who shops in Wayne County, not just residents, not just property owners, but visitors. And
that's approximately 1/3 of all the sales tax is paid by out-of-towners, according to state figures.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. And I'd also like to point out, too, that of the 159 counties in Georgia, there are only 2 counties that do not have an East Bloss. That is Burke County and Towns County. And so when we go shop in Hinesville, when we go shop in Savannah, when we go shop in Waycross, we are building their schools, Brunswick. Yeah. So I want people to think about that. It also will not be something, if renewed, that you will notice as you check out at the cash register. We're already paying it. It just drops off. And we also just believe that it provides modern, safe, and secure schools and facilities for Wayne County school children and visitors. And quality schools promote a better future for our students and economic growth for our community. It would be lovely to host some type of track event if we were able to get a new track. That brings visitors into the county, and then they might visit a restaurant or a shop. You just never know.
And it's also good for the students of the school to have a track to do PE on.
Yes.
Right, Linda?
Yes. That's correct.
But most of the money I feel is that I've been told is going to be on remodeling and redoing James E. Bacon Elementary to make it safer, more modern, change the entrance to the back side over there where the front, that's where it'll be, so you don't have so many people lined up on Orange Street trying to drop off and pick up students, in a lot safer environment for the students at James E. Bacon for now, when it's completed, for the next, 30, 40 years.
I'd like to jump in
Linda?
there. When I ran for the Board of Education in 2006, the prior board started a facilities plan, and the basic idea was to actually make sure that all of our schools were modernized, starting with the middle schools and then going through, as we see today, to the elementary schools. When we were sworn in 2007, we picked up that same facilities plan, tweaked it a bit. They changed a little here and there, but the idea was to continue to make sure that our schools were upgraded. I'm also happy to say that 8 years later, as I left the board or chose not to run again, the board members that came in after us also chose to continue with the facilities plan. Now in our county, we have all of the schools upgraded, updated, except for James E. Bacon. And so it would only be, I think, right for those students, I think about the children always, to have the same sort of facility for safety, for accessibility as far as technology is concerned, to have that upgraded atmosphere, a beautiful facility to come into, just as all of the other children around the county. And I believe that the majority of the individuals in the county feel the same way and will choose to look at the East Bloss on the ballot this time and say, let's do the same for those children at James E. Bacon.
Well, Wayne County has voted for it 3 times in the past 15 years, so it would make sense to continue on. But in addition to some of the facilities there, like the James E. Bacon, redoing it and modernize it and making it up to date and safer, and a track for not only the high school but for the community, but also start replacing some of these old buses. Linda, some of those have been around for a long time, some of these school buses, and it costs a lot of money to keep them maintained and running. And the new buses, from what I understand, that they're going to try to purchase with this, I think is about 3 bob in it, would be air conditioned, which would be fantastic for these students.
Yes.
When it's in the 90s, a heat index over 100, and you're sitting there with 30 other students, and it's hot inside of it.
Absolutely. Well, I think of East Bloss pretty much like buying your own home. Inevitably, you're going to have to upgrade. And that's with all of our schools, even as we go around now. I think about the high school. I taught there for 31 years at the Wayne County High School. My last 5 years, I believe it was at the new facility. And I'll tell you that even now, I think it's going on about 17 years that we've had the new high school.
Yeah, it started in 2002.
We just have to upgrade.
Yeah.
And the East Block is definitely the fairest way to go in and to bring in money to continuously upgrade. I think I said at one of the dedications of the school that I just wish that we could always have this penny sales tax available for the upkeep of our schools. And I don't think that we're going to regret voting for an East Block because we can see all of the benefits that's taking place in the schools, and we can see the growth as well in the schools. So hopefully we'll use that East Block as if we're upgrading our homes and continuously have that penny to come in and do the necessary things on the capital outlay projects.
And for the organizations in town that have to do with business growth, economic development, and things of that sort, they know the importance of having modern, safe, up-to-date schools with the latest technology. And that's the reason why you have organizations such as the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce, the IDA Board, and other organizations that support the continuation of the 1 cent sales tax, the East Block.
Absolutely.
All right, Jill?
I'd also like to say, too, that the penny is literally accounted for to the penny if passed. Our school system has a chief financial officer that gives regular reports and monthly board meetings to her board, but also there's financial reports right there on the school system website for anybody to see. And the actual wording of the ballot question is very, very specific. And it lays out exactly what this East Block yes vote would support.
And I did read that last night, and all the stuff that I was reading on the amendments and so forth, I did read that in detail, and it is very specific on what the money is going to be used for, the amount, time period, and all that.
Exactly, and the school system is not only accountable on a local level, but they are accountable on a state level. So I would just encourage anyone who has concerns about that to log on to the school system's website and look at the wording, look at the list of projects that the penny would specifically go towards, and look at how the school system was accountable for the last East Block project, which built Martha Smith and Jesup Odom Elementary. So, but I have to second what Miss Linda is saying about just finishing up the facilities plan. When visitors, even from out of town, are driving by, James E. Bacon is located on Orange Street, and the traffic does come out into the street, and they see that. It would be lovely for them to see that we've, as a community, have invested back into the school system so that that school is up to par with all the latest and greatest safety and technological advancements as the other schools.
Okay. Anything else about the continuation of the East Block that you want to talk about, Jill?
Go vote. Go vote today.
Go
yes.
vote today. Yeah, I really wanted to swing by this morning, but I figured I better not get caught there because I might not make it on the air in time, but I'm sure it's going to be busy today. As a former person that was in elected office, Linda, you've got to be mighty excited about the early turnout for the last 3 weeks, the percentage of registered voters who have voted already. That shows a lot about people's concern about the issues and the candidates, right?
Absolutely. I think there's an ongoing debate that people don't like to participate in the democratic process. My argument has always been that when there is something going on that the people are actually interested in, they will come out to vote. And you don't have to really push them to do that. They're going to come because there's something that they're definitely interested in. Now, I can't say fully what's happening in Wayne County with, I think it's over the 5,000 that voted early. But I am applauding the county for coming out for something that they believe in. And I hope that that something includes the continuation of this East Block for the schools.
Okay. All right. Bob, any questions or comments for our two ladies in this morning?
I think, Kara, that one thing that just was, this was just a mind-boggling statistic for me. You know, we have the superintendent here. What people understand is the millions of dollars this one penny does raise. If it is extended, the projection for 5 years is it'll raise $17 million. And they said if the 1 cent sales tax is not extended, of course, they won't have any choice but to raise property taxes. But they can only go to 2 mills. But they said if they had to go to the 2 mills from 18 to 20, it would take 11 years to raise the amount of money that 1 cent will raise in 5 years. So that's just mind-boggling to me that 1 cent penny raises that much money. And if you want to see what the 1 cent penny's gone for, just drive by and look at the new Scriven Elementary School, New Jesup Elementary, New Odom Elementary, New Martha Ross Smith Elementary. That's what the money's been used for in the past.
And other things also.
So now, like Linda Lockley Kelly mentioned, the one school that's been still needing help is James E. Bacon. So they're going to come in and just, with the help of the state, remodernize that whole building, tear down the old Board of Education building, extend that school, and just it'll look like a brand new school by the time they get done with it. But they need the 1 cent penny extended in order to complete that project or to get that project off and going. So, just, hopefully it'll, as most people on the show said, they think it's a no-brainer. Most people think it's a no-brainer, but we'll see how the voters determine. But hopefully it'll be a good result for the Board of Education, who Jay Brinson said it best when he was here on the show. He says as long as people in Wayne County get the correct information, he believes they'll make the right choice. And I think the Children's First Committee, the Board of Education, the Chamber with their Balance and Barbecue, that was a great forum. I think all the information that people want to know about the East Boss is out there, and it's right there in the referendum. If anybody wants to see the referendum before they go vote, you can see that on their website as well. It's laid out pretty good where the money's going. Again, but modernization of James E. Bacon Elementary School was the big one. A new high school tracks on there, as you mentioned, school buses and technology. So the money's going to be used for a good cause. Hopefully people see the need for it, and we'll extend that 1 cent penny for an additional 5 years, and they can get on with the project that James E. Bacon.
It's like somebody who just texted into us that said it's a no-brainer. It's an investment in our students today, an investment for our future here in our county. We had a few texts, all of the texts that come in this morning have been favorable for the continuation of the East Plus. Well, Jill, Linda, appreciate y'all coming in this morning and expressing y'all's opinion on the continuation of the 1 cent sales tax for East Plus, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. We'll be back more of the world-famous Butch and Bob Show in a moment.
Coming to the Blueberry Inn and Plantation in Alma, Georgia, Friday night, November 9th, one of country's hottest stars, Chris Jansen.
So you got a broken phone and a broken heart. The boss is on your back and your truck won't start. None of your friends want to listen to Hank. Well, I can't fix that. No, but I can fix the thing.
Chris Jansen, live in concert, with special guests, American Idol's Lane Hardy, acoustic performances by James Mason and Dallas Rogers, plus DJ Rock, official DJ of Luke Ryan. Chris Jansen, live in concert, brought to you by Blueberry Plantation, Jot 'em Down, Alma-Bacon County Chamber of Commerce, Today Magazine, B&B Septic and Portables, K-Dud Corporation, and Budweiser. Chris Jansen, live in concert at the Blueberry Inn and Plantation in Alma, Friday, November 9th. Advance tickets available at blueberryconcerts.com or at the gate, day of show.
A Country Dogs Entertainment production. And coming up sometime around 8:45 to 8:50, we're going to give away a couple of free passes, a couple of free tickets to go see Chris Jansen sing his hits and perform at Blueberry Plantation in Alma on November 9th this weekend. Gates open at 6 p.m., showtime at 7. For more information about tickets, call 912-281-3312, 281-3321. You've got Chris Jansen there with his hits, Buy Me a Boat, Fix a Drink, Drunk Girl. You got American Idol contestant on there, Lane Hardy, and some other folks that'll be on that big ticket there. And we'll give away some free tickets coming up around 8:50 this morning. In addition to that, we're going to be giving away some free tickets to the Georgia Tech Miami game that'll be held at Bobby Dodd Stadium in Atlanta this coming Saturday night, kickoff at 7 o'clock. And we'll give away some tickets to that coming up soon right here on 105.5 FM in Jesup. Well, Bob, you ready to head down to the probate office tonight and get the results and pass them along to our listeners?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting night. It's going to be interesting how this writing candidate, goes. It's something new that Wayne County hasn't seen. Tammy mentioned she's been there almost 20-some years, hasn't seen it. I've been here 30-some years, never seen it. So there's been a lot of discussion about the writing candidates. So they came on the ballot late. So it'll be interesting to see. It's funny, my soap opera is talking, they got a lady running as a writing candidate. They're talking about how difficult it is to win as a writing candidate.
You still watching your soap opera?
General Hospital.
General Hospital's still on TV. It's been on forever.
Yeah, she's running as a writing candidate for mayor, and they're talking about how difficult it is for her to win as a writing candidate. So It is, that's the history of the United States. I mean, not many people can, I think there was a lady in Alaska that was a writing candidate, but, you can count them on your one hand.
You count them on your hand, like Strawn Thunder back in the 60s.
One is a writing candidate. So,
South Carolina?
But ever since the commissioners passed that $5 bill increase, there's a lot of anger out there, and it'll be interesting to see if any of these writing candidates are successful in their bid to unseat the incumbents. And you're talking about two of the longest-serving incumbents, and Jerry Shagrod and James Booth Thomas. Herschel Harris is the chairman, so those three gentlemen have writing candidates against them. But it's going to be interesting to see how the process goes tonight. And I kept thinking about it over the weekend. I said, they kept saying you don't have to type it in correctly. It's just if you have the intent. I said, well, the computer can't determine that. Who's going to determine if the intent is for the writing candidate? That's why I did that interview with Tammy yesterday, because she explained it. They've got a committee, and she oversees that committee, but they have a representative from the Democratic Party and Beverly Lee Park. They've got a representative from the Republican Party and Simple Lynn. They've got a couple people on their committee that help with the elections, and Denzel Thomas, I think she mentioned other people, but
and the county attorney.
The county attorney, but ultimately Tammy has to make that final call. So she'll take the feedback from those people to determine whether or not they think that's the intent to vote for that writing candidate.
It seems like to me, if your writing candidate is up in the booth, this person is a writing candidate for this county commission office. You could just look at it and type that in correctly, but sometimes people, their fingers go one way and their minds goes another.
And people being hurried, but like they explained to me, like Kevin McCreary's on the, they just type in Kevin. Well, the intent was to vote for Kevin McCreary, so that vote most likely will be counted. So it's just going to be interesting how that process goes tonight, how long that process takes. It'll be, like I said, it'll be historic if one of these candidates or any of these writing candidates win tonight. Something we just haven't seen in Wayne County. So
it's true.
And plus these bosses are important vote. Plus I'm curious to see how I haven't heard anything, yay or nay, on the Sunday alcohol sales in the city of Jesup. I don't know if you've heard anybody.
I don't live in the city, so I can't vote on that.
I live in the city, but I haven't heard anybody really voice an opinion one way or the other. So I'm curious to see how that goes. The city commissioners and the mayor felt it was best to just let the city the city residents make the final decision. Right. They think it could be an economic boom. They had several people come and say, people want a big-time restaurant like an Applebee's or a Tuesday, something like that.
And they're not going to move into a town where they can't have Sunday alcohol sales.
Those restaurants depend on Sunday alcohol sales, so it'll be interesting to see. Plus, you got local restaurants here that, have stated publicly that if it does pass, that they will open up on Sundays and, like Angels and Alex Sports Bar and Grill and things like that. And any other issues, the grocery stores and convenience stores,
Convenience stores, that's another.
So Harvey's, Walmart, and, Piggly Wiggly. But I haven't heard anybody say yay or nay if they're in favor of the Sunday alcohol sales or against the Sunday alcohol sales. I'll be curious to see how that vote goes tonight in the city of Jesup and what those numbers are. Is it a close vote? Is it one-sided one way or the other? So just a lot to see what takes place tonight. I'm very curious tonight on how it all shakes out.
And like you said, that's the reason why the city commissioners and the mayor decided, well, let's let the citizens of Jesup decide this, because we have had several requests from bigger restaurants that do sell alcohol Monday through Saturday, along with their menu, to be able to say, hey, we'll possibly move into your town, but we won't right now because of we cannot serve alcohol on Sundays. And so I guess the commissioners also said, well, people can vote on that, whether they'll allow restaurants to be able to serve alcohol on Sundays. And then they said, and I guess they figured, well, let's see if the voters want to vote and see if they want the grocery stores, convenience stores, and places like that to be able to sell it on Sundays also. So you've got two different things you can vote on concerning that issue if you're a citizen of Jesup.
And people ask me, I said, I'm just going to be selfish and just, for full disclosure, like I said, once the train center opened, I can't tell you how much money I saved not going to Brunswick and not going to Hinesville, just being able to go downtown Jesup and watch movies. Same thing here. Jesse's told me that if they if the Sunday alcohol sales for restaurants, they're open up Sunday, have NFL ticket on Sunday, so that'll save me travel time. Jesse from Angels.
Jesse will open up on Sundays and have NFL ticket going to eat there.
He's got all those TVs. Yeah, get some chicken wings and go in there and watch the Steelers instead of having to travel out of town. See?
That's a very nice place there inside.
Because normally,
Hidden Room, not Hidden Room, but Angels.
For years past, Sunday after church, I'll go down to Buffalo Wild Wings and be down there. It's just a great atmosphere and different teams and all that. But that'll save me that money again. So
we'll keep that money here in town locally.
So I'm gonna vote for the restaurants for sure. Hopefully that'll pass.
Well, let's go cover this text message and then we got to go. It says, somebody just texted into us here, write-in candidates not in the booth this morning when someone voted. So someone said that when they went into the booth, there was nothing up in the booth anywhere that says this is a write-in candidate for county commissioner, district, whatever.
Maybe there's not a write-in candidate in that district.
It could be that. There's one. You don't have. You have two.
There's not a write-in candidate in District 5. There's not a write-in candidate in District 3.
So two of them don't have it.
Right.
Just the other three.
Right. So
okay.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
If they're not a write-in candidate in that district, they don't have to post the write-in candidates because there is none.
Yeah.
There is none in District 5, and there is none in District 3. The District 3 is a contested race though between the Republican candidate Mike Roberts and Democratic candidate Kenny Test.
All right, and someone just texted in, there was, in their district, when they went in and voted this morning, the person's name was up there. So the other one must have went into a district that didn't have a write-in. This person just said that there was one in theirs. Okay, all right, well, the name was posted. Well, Bob, good luck today, and good luck with the coverage tonight from the probate office, okay? All right. Well, 5:45 this is just the Big Dog Country Radio.